We're going to turn on to page 11 now, and we're going to talk about cosine. It's very similar. This time they only want us to graph a cosine graph from negative 2 pi to 2 pi. So here we go. And with cosine, we know we start up at 1, down at negative 1. Okay, so there's our basic cosine graph. Let's go through the same steps here. Find the solution in radians on the interval from negative 2 pi to 2 pi to the equation cosine of x equals 0. So again, when is cosine equal to 0? Well, 0 is obviously, again, just along my x-axis. So we're really looking at where are those x-intercepts? And it specifically says just from this interval from negative 2 pi to 2 pi. So it will be these 4 x-intercepts. So all I would do is write those coordinates. So this one is at negative 3 pi over 2, negative pi over 2, positive pi over 2, and positive 3 pi over 2. And that's it, all right, for this first one. Okay, we're just checking when is the cosine equal to 0. All right, let's try part B. It says find the solutions from 0 to 360 in degrees now of when cosine is equal to negative 1/2. Okay, so let's go down here, negative 1/2, and draw that line. And this one, it only wants from 0 to 360. Well, that's the same as 0 to 2 pi. So it's really in just this interval here on the right. So it would just be these two values. So this one here and this one here. And so what are these x coordinates? When is the cosine equal to negative 1/2? Well, hopefully you know cosine, right? We think about reference angles. Cosine equal to 1/2 when we are at 60-degree reference angles. But I want negative 1/2, so you can think in your unit circle. When is this going to happen? We would be at 120 degrees as well as 240 degrees. All right, you'd be over there in quadrants 2 and 3. And again, if I'm looking at it here in terms of radians, right, I could do the 2 pi over 3 and 4 pi over 3 would be my 2 radian measures here. And that's it, because it only wants it for that interval. Let's try C. Find all solutions in radians to the equation cosine of x is equal to negative root 3 over 2. Okay, so again, we have to think when is it equal to negative root 3 over 2. But again, it's that term all solutions. So I know I'm going to have something with the plus 2 pi k in this problem. All right, so negative root 3 over 2 is going to be down here. Right. So I can try and figure that out that way. But I can also think of it in terms of unit circle. And so just for the period, for the first period, from 0 to 2 pi, right, what would my solutions be? So just from 0 to 2 pi, my solutions, when it equals negative root 3 over 2, would be at 5 pi over 6, right, reference angle of pi over 6, reference angle of 30 degrees. 5 pi over 6, that would give me a negative cosine, as well as 7 pi over 6. Again, I'm over in quadrants 2 and 3. And then all I have to do for each of these is add the 2 pi k and add 2 pi k, and that'll give me the generating, right? That'll generate all of my solutions when I'm doing a revolution for each of those. All right, let's try the last one. Find all solutions in degrees this time to the equation cosine of x equals 1. Well, if I go up to my graph, when is the cosine equal to 1? Well, it's going to be up here. Right, so I see this one, I see this one, I see this one. So again, from 0 to 2 pi though, or from 0 to 360, it's really only at 0 and 2 pi, but we don't include that one. So really all we need to talk about here is that x equals 0, because the next one would be 360. And then we have to again add on the 360k. Well, 0 plus 360k, sorry about that, is just 360k. And again, we should be specifying where k is an integer. And I am done. So that one, there was really only one solution, because in that first period there's only one solution, versus part C, there were two solutions because in that one period there were two distinct solutions. So you needed to do it for both of them. But for this one there was only the one solution, and so you only needed one of them. And that's it for page 11.